Hello, I'm back. Um, I said like yesterday that I was gonna try to post a video today. It's almost not today, so it's the next day or whatever. I'm confusing myself, but no, this is late, and we got the duels tomorrow. Well, for some people it's today or tonight. Um, to set up the rest of the fields for the 500. And I want to talk about qualifying and the clash, or should I say the crash. um, Qualifying, I did not expect Ricky Stenhouse to sit on the pole. It was like, I forgot he was driving a Chevy, so it's like, so it was and the lap he put up was insane, like insanely fast. But props to him. At least it was a Chevy and a Hendrick engine. So it was the second year in a row that like Chevy and a Hendrick, like the Hendrick engines, have like swept the first four spots in qualifying. So it was, the front row is Ricky Stenhouse and Alex Bowman. So Alex is on the front row for the third straight year. He had the pole and then second and second the last 2 years. So I'm proud of him for that. Wanted him to get the pole. He was my pick for the pole because he was super fast in practice. But no one saw Ricky getting the pole. But anyway, the crash was a shit show in a good way. It was a good race overall. I'm still not a fan of single file racing, but clearly Bush is because he likes to stay safe because he's so little precious with his giant ego. It's like, I prefer to do single file because it's safer and we're not tearing up cars and we're not risking things. I'm like, then what's the point of racing if you're not going to take some risks and actually racing? What's the point? The single file shit doesn't need to happen majority of the race. There were some interesting cautions, I should say. One happened on a restart, which didn't make any sense to me. Everyone was like, what the hell just happened? And then the last two cautions were of, I think because one stemmed from Chase for sure, because he was like rubbing up on Denny's back bumper real good. And it was awesome to see because he got like super aggressive and I loved it. Some people not so much, but I don't really give a crap what they think. And that led to like Denny's losing a tire, I guess, like his back, I want to say back right tire, or I don't remember. And he lost control of his car, and Chase barely missed it and like just skimmed the wall a little bit and then escaped that with the lead. Of course, like Alan, his crew chief, like told him to like under the red flag because it was like a big wreck apparently, and so he like told him to turn his car towards the camera, like the TV camera, because they were gonna shoot just so they can see if there was any damage to the car. And the back rear of the car, like the tire was going down, so they came in and replaced the tires, came back out. Chase ended up not finishing the race, but he still got a 7th place finish. And because Larson is an idiot and doesn't know how to block, he blocked and pretty much ended Chase's day in that race. So another Mountain Dew car torn to shreds. His car was gorgeous. I can't. The Mountain Dew zero sugar car is pure gold. It was just fire, sexy. But Larson is stupid. Um, but anyway, the most tore up car, like the most tore up car, ended up winning the race. And of course, it was a freaking Toyota from Joe Gibbs. I swear, Jones has the luckiest. Like, I don't know what it is. He seems to be super lucky at Daytona because he won a Daytona race based on just everyone wrecking out and only have like 2 or 3 competitive cars in the field. Like, it was like a couple years ago, I believe it was the summer Daytona race. He wins, but based on just pure luck and everyone working out. The same case was for the Clash. Pretty much 6 cars still on track. One of them was like a lap down, which is his teammate who helped him win the damn race. And everyone else was confused, and for a second that we forgot Hamlin was a lap down. Like, the only unscathed car was Austin Dillon, and he finished second. Which I thought he finished third. That's a good. And people like giving Dillon shit, and I'm like, for not like 6 cars on track, and he still couldn't. I'm like, dude, there's other people on the track that still want to win this race. Just because there's like 6 cars on track doesn't mean he's an automatic win. Yes, he was leading the race and all that fun stuff, but the people who shit on him, I don't think they grasp the concept that you don't automatically win with just a handful of cars on track. Everyone is trying to win, especially the most beat up car on track, which doesn't make any sense to me. But anyway, Dillon got second, and people are still like, he can win a race. He's so. I'm like, he keeps getting shit on for the stupidest reason, the most obvious reasons of the 3 car. He's a crappy driver. He's only there because of his grandpapa, and if he wasn't related to him, he wouldn't have a ride. And I'm like, oh my god, people, shut up. I keep telling people, have you won 2 of the major races in NASCAR? I don't think so. He may not be light enough to scoreboard with wins and stuff like that, but he's a better driver than all of you people hating on him. Just saying that right now. I'm a fan of Austin. I've met Austin. He's a sweetheart. Even his brother. His brother's really nice too. What was I saying? But yeah, Chase still finished 7th overall. He managed to escape almost every single crash except the last one. So, but overall, the race was entertaining. Was it a shit show? Yes. Was it demolition derby? Yes. But welcome to Daytona. And of course, freaking Brad Keselowski is bitching and moaning about his teammate and the blocking. And I'm like, dude, you complain about blocking, but you're the one who blocks the most. And you punt people because of it. So who's the hypocrite here? Your teammate blocked, and Kyle Busch was the idiot who would try to go inside of him and try and make something happen. They're both idiots in this part, so to blame both of them for being stupid and taking out most of the cars on track. So, but overall, I enjoyed the race, even though a shitty Toyota won yet again. Now we got the duels coming up tonight. And of course, something I don't get. Chase is always the lone Hendrick car in every duel race he's had. Or at least he has one other person, I don't know, but every year in the duels, he said at least one or none of his teammates in the duels. What? My head hurts because of that. This year he has no teammates whatsoever. Kitty, what are you doing? My cat's being stupid. But this year he has no teammates in the first duel. He has Blaney, and that's about it. But he's not a teammate. He's a competitor. Um, and so the rest of the 100 cars are in the second duel. Like, what the freaking hell? We just need to keep the car clean and get a solid starting position. I want to be near the front, but regardless, I don't think it really matters where you start at this point because it's going to be a shit show as it usually is. I missed last year's Daytona 500 because I was working. Cat, what are you doing? Hello? What are you doing? What is your problem? Sorry. But the duels should be exciting. The 500, like I said, I missed last year because I was at work and I had to listen to it. Finally, I actually get to watch all the races because I work a midnight shift. So the night shift, and I'll actually get to watch the entire thing and every race in between. So like I'm taking the last after the last night off and taking tonight off, and then I'm working Thursday night through next Tuesday into Wednesday morning. So make up my last 2 days because yesterday I was like past the point of tired. I was exhausted, like to the point where I knew if I got behind the wheel of my car, I was gonna probably wreck it because I would probably fall asleep at the wheel. So I took the initiative to not go into work and just take the last night off and today night off to just have those 2 days off and then just work the rest of the week so I don't have to worry about it. Because when I am extremely exhausted, I am very pissy, I'm very annoying, and I'm just an angry, annoying, like I said, annoying person when I'm extremely tired. So I slept in today until about 11:30, and I feel so much better. So so I'll be more refreshed by when I go back into work because the last Sunday night and Monday night work was like beyond hectic because we got the President's Day sales going on, everyone's buying shit, and Valentine's Day, and I'm like both those nights I didn't get off until about 5:30. I know people may not think, oh, that's not long hours, and you got people who don't work in a warehouse don't understand how physically demanding my job is. I'm not complaining, but people who seems like, oh, those hours, you're 4 or 5 hours, that's nothing. I'm like, I challenge you to come into my work and do what I do. I load trailers, like unload and load trailers with heavy ass boxes, tires, shit, and all that fun stuff. I may be exhausted by the end of the night, and I don't get home until 5:30. Later is 6 o'clock. So, and I sleep maybe 5-6 hours, and that's about it. Cause usually I have to watch my nephews for the rest of the day, and I don't get another nap. So I haven't had really much of a day off this week since I've been watching kids. Feels like all week. But like I worked close to 10 and a half hours in 2 days, and people are like, it's nothing. I'm like, even my mom said that was nothing. I'm like, I told her, I'm like, you don't understand the magnitude. That's like a lot of hours for what I do. I may be only part-time, but that's a lot of work for one person and a lot of hours for one person in 2 days. Like full-time people, they work 12-hour days. I couldn't handle that because that would kill me. So, just 10.5 hours in 2 days is nuts. So I'm gonna get a lot of hours this week. I guarantee it. The latest I can be at work, like starting tomorrow night, like into Friday morning, is 5 o'clock in the morning, because that's when the next shift comes in. So, and that happens until Saturday, and then Sunday and Monday, you never know when you're gonna get out of there. So, but people just don't know how much work goes into loading trailers, and especially how busy it gets. And usually there's only like one person in each trailer. Occasionally there's two to help with like the magnitude of packages coming in. We have to scan everything, and sometimes our scanner acts up, and it's just a lot going on. There's a lot that goes into what I do. I'm not complaining. I'm not saying I hate, like I love my job. Trust me, I do. It's a lot of work. Keeps me on my toes. It's a definite workout for my upper body. And it keeps me in shape. So, on top of going to the gym, I try to get to the gym at least a couple times a week, but that's just only if I'm not like about to drop from exhaustion. So, but yeah, what was I gonna say? Yeah, so recap, the Clash was a great race. Hate single file racing. People are complaining because people think the race was overall boring because it was single file racing. The parts that was single file I was not a fan of, but the overall race itself was exciting, just not the single file parts. Just saying. That's not complaining, that's just pointing out things that people just don't like. And it's funny, I didn't notice that I put like my comments on YouTube like up for review. So I went through some of them, and there was one particular person who commented on almost every single one of my videos that has to do with Chase or someone or something. They keep rambling on like how much they hate Chase and how he's such a spoiled little rich kid. He doesn't deserve any of his wins, that NASCAR hands him wins whenever he wants, and that his dad buys his championships. I'm like, first off, Chase only won one championship, and that was the Xfinity Series in 2014, about 5.5, 6 years ago. Close to 6 years ago. His dad didn't buy that. He earned that by winning races and being consistent as a rookie. And saying he only won most popular because of his dad. And I'm like, well, partially that is true, but Chase also won because he's a really good person. down to earth guy. He's like super relatable. He's that southern boy, and he's like that person you see and like that looks like a NASCAR driver. He's like that person that a lot of people just want to root for. Some people are just ignorant to just facts about Chase. First off, he's not a spoiled rich kid. He wasn't handed things on a silver platter like people assume about him, Blaney, and Junior, and some other people. And Burton, like even Harrison Burton, people think he's getting handed shit, but he's not. Chase has worked very hard to be where he's at. If NASCAR was handing him wins all the time, like, wouldn't you think he'd have more than 6 wins and actually have a cup championship by now? People think before you speak and comment on my stuff, because you know I'm going to come and snap back at you. I want to see what it was just dumb. Someone said, like, the same person said, I'm tired of Chase being the face and not like HMS. I'm like, first off, he's not the face of Hendrick Motorsports. Eventually he will be after this season, because he's kind of holding the banner a little bit with like being like the only driver really to be winning races within the company, except for Bowman because he won one race last year. But anyway, and that he shouldn't like ruin Jimmie's like last season of his Cup career and and he's just going on and on like this pure hatred towards Chase, and I'm like, who hurt you? Are you okay? It just didn't make any sense. Yeah, I'm wearing like a little throwback. It's the very first Chase shirt I ever got. So, 2016 is 4 years old. I can't believe that's even possible. But anyway, they had Daytona 500 Media Day today. Well, yesterday now. And there was one video in particular, like comment made by Blaney. He was talking about Jimmie Johnson, of course. Like everyone's pretty much good buddies with Jimmie because he's like just that likable person. And how people like over the last couple of seasons ignored like all his past success and just focus on the here and now, as Blaney said, and keep saying he's washed up and and Blaney said that pisses me off that people say that crap because it's not true at all. Like even Chase said he's never gonna get truly respected, or earn the respect he deserves, get the respect he deserves until after he's not racing anymore, and that's usually the case. Usually, sometimes it's not. With any athlete that retires, no one really appreciates them when they're playing or like racing or whatever until after they're like retired or just left or whatever. Like a lot of people hate Tom Brady because he is the best in the business. He's not going anywhere. He's not done playing. He's almost pretty much the same age as Jimmie, like 41, 42 years old. And he's at the top of his game, and he's competing against kids who are younger than me, like 22, 23 years old. There's not many like veterans left in the NFL. Like, my heart's broken because Phillip Rivers is no longer a Charger. It breaks my heart, and he's gonna be playing somewhere else. They went to free agency, and we'll have to see where Tom Brady goes. Either he stays with the Patriots or he goes somewhere else. We don't know yet. And someone asked him a question like on his Instagram, like, what team are you gonna be playing for next year? And he didn't respond one bit. So it was like incognito. He knows something that we don't. But it's just the nature of the beast, dude. But the fact that anyone could hate Jimmie just because he's the best and people like can't like truly appreciate him, and that you have been watching a freaking legend tear up the sport the way he has. 5 straight championships, 7 total, 83 wins, the most of any active driver right now, and he holds like all these damn records, and people want to overlook it and erase everything. Some people do, at least, and say he's washed up because based on 2 bad seasons to their standards of Jimmie Johnson. Like, there's so many changes that have went at HMS. Driver changes, number changes, crew chief changes. It's just a lot happening. Like, Hendrick Motors will be back on top. I guarantee it within the next couple years, I feel like. may not be this year, but they can slowly get there. After this season, Chase will legitimately be the face of Hendrick Motorsports, in my opinion, even though he's like not the oldest one there. It's Alex, but Chase has the most wins out of the young drivers there. William has yet to win yet, but he will. He's only in his third season, so he will break out, I feel like, this year with some wins with Chad, because it will happen. I guarantee it. Bowman will win too. I know that for a fact. In my gut, I know it. Chase will win multiple races, hopefully more than 3 this year. And the question is, this never-ending question of who's going into the 48 next year. Let's just keep that down to like near the end of the season, where we can actually get definitive, like, oh, this person is actually going to get in there and da-da-da, because everyone's floating names around like Chastain. That no. Hemrick, no, absolutely not. Noah is a possibility, because he's in the Chevy camp, he's in the junior motorsports. Like, if he can improve himself a little bit more in the Xfinity Series, he could be quite the possibility to be in the 48 next year, but we don't know. Allgaier is also a choice, but people are also saying Brad Keselowski could be an option, because apparently he's up for like free agency at the end of the year from Penske, and so is Blaney, but I don't see either of them leaving Penske, because I don't understand why they would, but it's just all a matter of who's the best fit, and the people I don't see best fit is Chastain or Hemrick, because they both are not that good in my opinion. That's just my opinion. Don't hate me, as people have start hating me on Twitter again, which is just the nature of the beast, and if you don't like my opinion, I don't give a shit. So I try to give my opinion, and people are lashed out at me like, oh, look, she's upset again. I'm like, no, I'm just annoyed with what people are saying about if I say something about the good old days one more damn time about racing, I will lose my flippin' mind. That's all I said. I'm like, let's not start this garbage again with the good old days and the stage racing. I absolutely love the stages, because it's more competitive and this and that. I'm like, I'm not trying to disagree with a person's opinion. I'm just sharing mine on their feed, and they're like, oh, look, Cherie's upset again. Let's see if she blocks me like she did. And then I'm like, the reason I blocked you on my personal account is because you're childish and rude. And clearly that has not changed, so I blocked them again on my other account. Don't like it? Don't follow me. So, if you don't realize by now, I'm just an opinionated, outspoken person. And if you don't like it, you don't have to follow me, and you don't have to comment. Like, I made a video about cyberbullying, and someone asked, like, comment like, but did anyone ask about this? And I'm like, I'm sorry, but is this your channel? I didn't think so. I can post what I want and say what I want, for the most part. Like, I know people are not ever going to agree with me. I don't really give a shit if you agree with me or not. This is just my outlet to speak out and vent about the sport I love and the sports I love, the people I like, and da-da-da-da-da. So, if you like it, great. If you don't, I don't really give a shit. I have a life to live and figure my shit out. So, it's late. I'm gonna try to upload this now and go to bed. Because I know in the morning I'll get woken up by a loud ass dog that I honestly don't like. My mom's new dog that we got in December. So, not a fan of that dog, but it is what it is. I have my other dog right here. He's my baby. Jojo. You've seen Jojo on my videos sometimes. And my annoying ass cat. This is the witching hour, which is midnight. that's pretty much how my life is going. It's hectic and a shit show. But again, we have duels tonight. Share who you think is gonna win the duels, and your predictions on who you think or want to win the 500. You just never know these days, like who's gonna win and whatnot. My hair's just falling out of my head. But anyway, it's because it's just, you just never know. There hasn't been a repeat winner in years. So we've had like Kurt Busch, we've had Hamlin last year, Kurt Busch, Austin Dillon, who else? Well, Hamlin's won twice. I've seen Logano win. We've had Hamlin win twice. Let's see, in this past, I want to say past decade, I'm trying to remember like who's all has won. I know Trevor Bayne won. In 2000, I want to say 2011. Yeah, 2011, because we're about the same age. And we've seen Dale Jr. win. Jimmie has won in 2013. There's just like a handful of drivers that have won you didn't expect to win. I didn't expect Hamlin to have 2 Daytona 500s already in a short amount of time. But it is what it is. But my hope is to see a Chevy back in victory lane at Daytona on Sunday. Specifically a Hendrick car. Would I like Jimmie to win? Yes. Would I like William Byron to win? Yes. Bowman? Yes. Chase? Yes. But realistically, that probably won't happen, but a girl can dream. You never know what could happen. Because it's a wreck fest. And people drive stupid early on in the race. So Chase has had the worst luck in the 500. His best finish is 14th in that year. Broke my heart because he ran a freaking gas. And that's the year Kurt Busch won. I don't hate Kurt Busch. I'm just like irritated that Chase lost. But anyway, I'm okay. I'm good. Oh, I want to talk about Hailie Deegan for a second. She finished second at Daytona, and people are giving her shit because they're like, she's getting more attention than the guy who actually won. I'm like, dude, her and the guy who won are really good friends. And they had like this thing where she was gonna just let him win because she just wanted to finish the damn race because she knew she wasn't like able to pass him because her teammate had engine trouble or whatever. So she finished second on purpose. Well, not on purpose, but on like the final restart, that's where she wanted to finish because she wanted to see Michael Self win. Would have been nice to see her win, yes, could have been like insane. So she was like tied for the best finish, like at Daytona, or in an overall series, or the best finish at Daytona for a female, especially a rookie in this series. And people are like, oh, she only runs people over and this and that for wins. And I'm like, and yet here you are complaining about it. And who was another driver who used to do that a lot? Who drove the 3 car, who ruffled up some feathers, wrecked people, won races that way, but yet when a female does it, it's a problem? Saying the only way she can win races is to push people out of the way and wreck them? I don't think so. She's an aggressive driver, but that's just the nature of where she learned how to race. It's like won several races and championships, like with like the dirt truck she ran before coming to stock cars. She came like the only I guess the only female or the youngest female at 16 to win like a championship or two in like the dirt trucks or whatever she ran. Um, the girl is insanely talented, but no one wants to admit that because they just keep trying to compare her to Danica, which she's not. This girl busts her ass. People are like, they're getting her too much push and da da da. The reason people are pushing so hard on her in the media and all this fun stuff, and she's getting the opportunity she gets, is because she busts her ass training, racing anything she can get her hands on, and just doing little things here and there just to be a better driver, which Danica never didn't want to do or be in the first place. She just did for publicity. Hailie is doing it because she's freaking passionate about what she does. She's so well spoken. She talks like a veteran already, and that just stems off her dad's work ethic as from motocross and BMX or whatever the hell he was into. Like a whole family are insanely talented at what they do. People act like she's just getting handed everything, and it's not like, no, she's busting her ass. Like, it's not hard being a female in a male-dominated sport, especially getting sponsors and this and that. She is lucky to get this thing with Ford, to be one of those drivers in Ford, to grow as a driver. And fortunate enough to have Monster on board, IK9, and whatever sponsors want to be like with her. It's like, it's not easy for a female driver to get sponsors these days because of the reputation they get based off of what Danica did in the sport, which was nothing. And she said, like, money is tight, so they're not made of money, clearly, when it comes to, like, traveling and getting to races, and they're just making enough so they can get to race to race, and money from her sponsorships, and which is Monster and IK9 and Ford, obviously, but that can only go so far, and they're trying to bust their butt and prove that she belongs in the sport and that she can eventually be at the top in the Cup Series someday, hopefully. People keep, like, everyone keeps asking, like, oh, are you gonna run trucks? I'm like, there's just no money for that. Like, the money is super tight, and then she can only run what she can this year for ARCA, which she's running the full 22 races this season, so she's considered a rookie. So that's really what her main focus is, and like, if something comes together, like sponsorship wise or whatever, with a team in the truck series, then that'd be great. But for ARCA now, her main focus is ARCA, and then maybe next year she'll go to trucks. Who knows? It's just saying how we're not rushing her. She's not going to be rushed. Oh my god, my hair's falling out of my head. I need to wrap this up. So, anyways, Daytona 500, just a few short days away. Like, we got Friday, about 3 more days away. Because it's Thursday today, so just a few more days to go. And I'm excited but nervous at the same time, because I'm always nervous for my drivers. So, recap: if you don't like me and don't like my opinions and what I have to say, then don't follow me. And yeah, so have a good day / night, whenever you're watching this. So, and I need to check my comments more often, because clearly they're entertaining. And I forgot that I put a privacy thing on, because some of you people are ridiculous. Especially that one person I mentioned earlier. So, I've been rambling for 40 minutes, so I will see you guys later. Until talk about the duels. Probably by Friday, because I'll be at work by the time they're. So after the duels are over and whatnot. So enjoy the duels. Let's not be assholes to each other and just be nice. People are so far not being nice right now. I tried to be, and people just lash out at me. So it is what it is. Don't like me, I don't care. So have a good night.